you completely forget to breathe through your nose when you're drinking? Fire alarm? Good times.
See the great clouds and smoke?
I have fire up there. Oh,
What the deuce?
What seems to be the problem here, eh?
Apparently we had a fire alarm pulled, and I just asked the vice principal, and I don't think we're going to have time in this period to finish the rest of the show. So what we're going to do, they're going to probably go back to their period, then have their lunch, do the other stuff, come back last period of the day, and I'll finish the last half hour. So it'll be like, anyway, this is what I was talking, remember what I was saying before? Let's talk about this. Let's just forget the last 3 hours ever happened. We're right back where we were. No, quickly to sum up. Taylor, here we are, Cape Spear, Newfoundland, start of the tour. I can't believe it's been planning since January that we're going all the way across the country, you know? Going all the way across the country. Look at this is the edge of North America, the farthest you can go, and we're driving 8,000 kilometers that way. It's gonna be insane. I can't even.
He's getting set. Oh, dude, this is such a beautiful picture.
John Dennison, advisor for the school tomorrow. John, how you doing, boy? Good? No, we ate. It was good. So did you still want to go to the school tonight? Yeah, we can do that. No, absolutely. So we're heading over to Corner Brook High School. We're going to do an evening checkout. I've only done that a few times actually in my career, where the advisor says, well, "Why don't you come over and see the facility when there's nobody here?" It's kind of weird actually, but going into school at night, but we'll do it. And it's a new school, and they're hosting the national conference in 2011. So yeah, we'll check it out. It'll be good. Well, this started around Christmas. I was looking back at the schedule from. Thanks, Yoda. Looking back at the schedule from the fall, and I had been to every province this fall, and I thought, well, that was kind of cool. I don't think I'd ever done that, and thought what a good idea to maybe do it all at once, and thought that would be kind of cool. And then I started thinking about the idea and trying to find a block of time, and it just worked out well that I had the national conference in Alberta, and I already had a school booked in Medicine Hat that was right on the Trans-Canada. Started looking at the Trans-Canada website, measuring out the distances, kind of went backwards, and it ended up being right to the beginning of school, and here we are now. Now we're starting it off. We've already put some good miles behind us and flown out from Ontario to Newfoundland, and here we go.
Nice.
Thanks for having me, man.
I was just saying, I thought this was
okay.
I thought you were going to start telling me.
Well, we got the mag signs. We took them off for the night, but we've got the signs on there and the little, follow the tour at. We get all kinds of stairs coming down the highway, so it's great. The GPS was leading us down a couple of torn up roads. We had to turn around and come back a couple other ways. Wow. How old now? Brand new?
Brand new. We moved in January.
Got that new school smell?
New school smell, yeah.
Please give a warm Corner Brook Regional High welcome to Ian Tyson. Give it up, guys.
Good job, fellas. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you!
So guys, I'm excited to be here. What I want to do before I start any presentation, I always do a bit of a survey. So in a second, I'm going to ask you a question. You just put your hands up, keep them up until I tell you to put them down. So if you've ever been to a concert before, put your right hand in the air. Your other right hand. Thank you very much. Okay. The one with the L is the left. Yes. All right. Also, put your left hand in the air. No, keep the right one up. Put your left hand in the air if you've ever been to a major sporting event of some kind. Major sporting event? Fantastic. Okay, keep them up, keep them up, keep them up. Now here's what I want you to do. Keep your hands in the air if you still have a ticket stub from one of the things you went to. Not with you, it's okay if you left it at home. People are like, crap, I didn't know. It's fine. Okay, perfect. You can put your hands down. Thank you very much. What's your name here in the front row in the lovely plaid shirt? Sorry? Lauren? How you doing, Lauren? Lauren, don't be alarmed. She's like the large bald man is talking to me now. She went, ah. Anyway, Lauren, you had your hands up. You kept a ticket stub from something. What did you go see? Coldplay. Nice. That'd be a good show. You saw him here in town? Excellent. And that was last couple of years kind of thing? Excellent. And you've got the ticket stub. Great. Lauren, that's a good answer. You guys got to understand something. I speak to lots of schools. I get all kinds of answers to the question I just asked Lauren. Coldplay, not a bad answer. I was at a school about a year ago in BC, grades 7 through 12. 7th grade girl in the front row. I said, what did you go see? She said, I went and saw Ashley Simpson. And I went, oh. Great, a concert with no microphone. Awesome. Come on, she lip synced, please. She's got a new nose, for crying out loud. At least she still has all of her hair, that's important. Poor Brittany. I never in my life thought I'd be able to say I have the same haircut as Britney Spears. But a couple of years ago, things got weird. Anyway, so Lauren, you went and saw Coldplay here in town at the, what Scotiabank Place? There you go. It used to be the Corral Center when I went to university here, but not anymore. Anyway, you went and saw Coldplay there. You still got the ticket stub. So the next time Coldplay comes back to the Scotiabank Place, you're going to take this little piece of paper that you kept, and you're going to go, hi, I'm Lauren. I'd like my seat back, please. No? So why did you keep the little piece of paper? Memory, that's exactly the answer I'm going for. Don't be, yes, a memory, that's the one. And by the way, thank you, Lauren, I appreciate it. And by the way, to all the fellas out there, my brothers, I love you. But fellas, I gotta tell you something. I have a rule, I've made it my rule. I apologize, but I no longer ask guys the question I just asked Lauren. I don't, I'm sorry. I've learned my lesson. Every time I've been at a school and I ask a guy, dude, why'd you keep your ticket stub? You always go, well, there was a pizza coupon on the back. So I kept it. Dude, there's still cheese on it. Ah! Because you would. Anyway, but yes, it's for the memories. And look, most of you guys kept your hands in the air. Again, I spoke at all kinds of schools. People keep their hands up. We keep our ticket stubs because we want to remember when the band went to go sing your favorite song. Sporting event, somebody hit a three-point shot, kicked a field goal, scored a winning goal. Hopefully not all in the same game because that would be weird. Or maybe you just remember when your friends fell down the stairs and it was hilarious. I'm not sure. Again, a couple of the guys are like, shut up, dude. That's not funny. I still get headaches, all right? At least there was no brain damage. But no, we keep our ticket stubs because we want to remember. And that's why, guys, I'm here to tell you, when you leave your school, when you guys down here leave Glebe, when you leave your school and come here, when you finish these major benchmarks, you get a ticket stub. There's not going to be some person at the front door of the school going, thank you for coming. No. It's going to be something different for everybody in here. It could be a class ring. It might be a yearbook. It could be a picture of you and your friends. It might be your math textbook. I don't know. If it is your math textbook, I'm really sorry. No offense to any, math teachers in the room, but seriously, if that's your ticket stub, wow. You need to get out more. Anyway, it's going to be something. What I want you guys to realize is much like with the concert and all of that there are all the memories from that day, that afternoon, they all come rushing back. With your ticket stub from high school, every decision you make, everything that you do is going to be on there. So do you want to look back when you're done and be like, wow, that was pretty cool? Or do you want to look back and go, well, that was stupid, why did I do that? Because it's all going to be on there, so I want you to think about that as we go through the course of the time we're going to spend together today. Now, I know we got a mix of grades, and we got some 8s up top. From Glebe, where are my grade 9s? Grade 9s, where you at? If anybody says iceberg dead ahead, I'm going to freak. Not a fan of the two in front. For the room. Where are my grade 9s? Freshman students, where are you at? Grade 9s? All right. The little people are at the back. Fantastic. It's like the little Wizard of Oz back there. It's kind of crazy. They're like dee-dee-dee-dee-dee. No, look. Grade 9s, look, I love grade 9s. Freshman students crack me up. I go into a lot of schools, just speak to the first years. I don't mean to make fun of you guys, but I'm going to. Let me ask the rest of you a question about the grade 9 students here at Bathurst. Do they not all walk around in the hallways in large packs like wolves all the time? You know what I'm talking about? Groups of like 15 or 20 going, just keep moving, just keep moving. They can't get us if we just keep moving. I'm sorry, you are freaked out little people. You are. They even have their own theme music. If you listen really closely, they're all like, they're doing recon missions to the bathroom. They're like, Alpha team, go, go, go. Pee and get out of there. They're coming, they're coming. You do. And look, hey, the rest of you are laughing. You did the same thing. You did. Come on. I don't blame you. Look, you come out of grade 8, you're the biggest person in the building. You're running the show. You walk in here the first day, you got a bit of a swagger going. You're like, that's right. I've arrived. Then you walk in the door and there's some large Sasquatch man standing in front of you. Some guy who's like 6'4" with a beard. And it's not a teacher. And suddenly in your grade 9 brain, you're like, hello. Please, sir, don't hurt me. And no matter what nice, kind thing that person might say to you, all you can hear is, and you run away screaming, because look, we all heard the legends. We all heard the legends. The rumors, the urban myths growing up. I don't care where you're from. Everybody heard, dude, when you go to the high school, I heard you're going to take your head, put it in the toilet, and go flush, flush, flush. I think it's called a swirly. I'm not sure, but I'm freaking out. So you huddle together in this big group. There's safety in numbers. And where are my grade 12s? Grade 12s, where are you at? They always yell. They're happy folks. Grade 12s, you guys know. The first time the 9s walked in last week, every single one of you went. Look at him! He's so small! Dude, I was never that small. Come on. I was bigger than that when I was a fetus. Please. But he's so adorable. Aww. Come here, Frodo. Give me a hug. Why are you running away, Frodo? You dropped your ring. The precious. Have fun in Mordor. Maybe it was the beard that freaked him out. I don't know. But you do. You huddle together these big groups, and it's what happens. And that's fine. I totally understand. We all did it. What I want to talk to you about is what happens after that. When you get into grade 10, grade 11, grade 12, you break off into smaller groups. Your little circle of friends. Your clique, your hood, whatever. Like your hood, I don't know. A hood in Bathurst, that's funny. What would you do? I don't know. Anyway, I'm joking. No. I don't want to know. La. But you break off into these smaller groups, and sometimes these groups that we break off into, guys, might be defined by really dumb things. The kind of clothes you wear, the kind of car you drive, the kind of music you listen to, how much money your parents make, where you live, clubs and teams you're involved with. Some places I've gone, race, religion, separates us from other people. We won't talk to them anymore if they're not part of that same group. And that's kind of, well, frustrating. Especially when you think about what your criteria for friendship used to be. Back in the day.
What could you tell a president after 20 years of reflecting on the position? What could you tell a president in a high school today that's just starting out the year as a president? It's got the whole year in front of it.
I would tell them. I would tell a president that's just starting their year to make sure that they take advantage of every minute. I mean, it's going to go by so fast, and to not let any of the petty stuff that happens through the course of the year ruin friendships, either with fellow students or with teachers. Because I let stuff like that ruin some relationships when people get, bitter squabbles, which happen. It's, it's high tense situations, close quarters. It's going to happen, but you can't let it ruin friendships. But to take advantage of every moment they've got, because it'll be one of the best years of their life.
Where are you heading tonight?
Well, we just finished up in Nova Scotia. Had a great couple of shows in Halifax and in Westville, and on the highway right now in beautiful Nova Scotia still, heading into New Brunswick, a little cut across and into PEI. And we should be in PEI in time for the sunset over the ocean, which is going to be phenomenal. It's a beautiful, beautiful province. Looking forward to getting back to Summerside.
Good times.
Remember back in the day, kindergarten, first grade, what your criteria for friendship was? It was geography. Someone's around you, they're going to be your friend. Mentioned in the intro, I have two daughters, Gabby and Sam. They're 12 and 13 years old. I love them to bits, but I miss the days when they were 4 or 5 years old, kindergarten, first grade age. Take them to the park to play on the swings. They would take off, like, bye, I gotta go make a new friend now. And I'd go, okay. Because really, when was the last time any of you went anywhere and said, hey, I'm gonna go make a new friend now? And fellas, that's not what I'm talking about. Trying to go meet some ladies is not making a friend, okay? So settle down, player. No amount of Axe body spray in the world is gonna help you, so please stop. Back me up on this, ladies. That stuff does not replace taking a shower, okay? Seriously, what's that smell? I mean, fellas, come on, if you're doing this, not cool. Somebody comes near you with an open flame, boof. You're going up. You got to be careful. But I would watch Sam. Sam's my youngest. Again, she would go over to the swings. Literally, the first other human child that she would run into, she'd go, "Hi, my name's Sam. What's yours? Susan? You want to be friends?" It's like asking for gum. And she'd go, "Okay, cool, Susan, do you like the color red? You do? We could be best friends. Do you like ice cream? Oh my gosh, it's like we're sisters." Because girls, I'm sorry, you touch your nose when you're happy. I don't know why you do this, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like 10 of you just went, I don't know what he's, whoa! You can't even stop it, don't try. But no, Sam would play with Susan for like an hour. She will never see her again. But she comes back to me all excited, "Dad, I made a new friend." And I'm like, "That's great, sweetheart," but now we don't do that anymore. And it happens everywhere. Again, we may even not be friends with people who used to be our friends because they're not in that same group anymore. And that happens everywhere. It happened to me. My best friend in first grade was Pete Storms. Pete and I were tight. We were buddies. We ate paste together. It was awesome. Do you remember eating paste? If you're saying no, you ate too much, all right? It's affecting your memory now, and you need to slow down. But no, come on. Kindergarten, first grade, doing crafts. You don't get to do crafts anymore. You'd be there in class going, "Brushes? We don't need no brushes." Oh dear. Excuse me. I got this stuff on my hands. It's gross. I just want to get it off, but I don't know where. Well, nobody's looking. That's not bad. It's kind of chewy, but I like it. You would take a bottle of non-toxic paint and go glug, 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 glug. Because back in the day, we lived by the old adage, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if it wasn't poisonous, you'd eat it. Except for Brussels sprouts, because that's wrong. Anyway, Pete and I, we hung out, we did everything together. Kindergarten, first grade, all the way right up through to the 8th grade, because in Ontario, we go K to 8, and then we go into high school. So kindergarten through the 8th grade, best friends. Then we got into high school, Central Elgin Collegiate, St. Thomas, Ontario. We huddled together out of sheer terror for a little while, going dan, 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 in the hallways, and then something happened. Pete played football and basketball. I did student council and drama. Suddenly, according to the rules in my school at that time, Pete and I weren't allowed to be friends. We could be the only two people walking through the hallway at my school. Literally, this would be our conversation. "Pete? Ian?" That was it for years. This guy was my best friend. Now we've been reduced to doing the guy chin wave, because that's what guys do. "Hey, sup? I don't need my hands. Shut up. How you doing?" That's what guys do. But that's all we did for years. Then I remember my very last day of high school. I was lucky enough with my school guys to be student council president. On the last day, I got to give a goodbye speech. Standing up on the stage just like this, giving this goodbye speech, started thinking about all these people I'd grown up with. I started rhyming off names. Pete Storms, Heather Stafford, Darren Reith, Steve McLean, Steve Rietzma, on and on and on and on. I said, you know, we grew up together and now we're done. I just wanted to say, I'm gonna miss you. From up in the darkness in the balcony at the back of our gym, I heard, I'll come and see you, Ian! And I went, thanks, Pete! And he said, I'm gonna miss you, buddy! I said, I'm gonna miss you too, man! And we had this little moment. Pete may have been drunk, I don't know. This was back in the days of grade 13 in Ontario. He was 27 years old. All kidding aside though, guys, it was the last day of school, the very last day. And I know people who will wait till they have their cap and gown on with their diploma in their hand before they walk up to that person they haven't talked to in a few years and go, hey man, have a nice life. Because that's what it can be. Maybe you'll go to college, maybe you'll go travel, go to work, go to university, get married, have kids, do all this stuff. You won't see these people anymore. I went to my 15-year high school reunion a few years back. I saw people I hadn't seen since the day we walked out the door. It happens. I'm at the point in my life right now where I'm saying, hey, thank God for Facebook, seriously. I love it. I've been able to reconnect with so many people. It's awesome. I mean, I've reconnected with people I haven't seen in 20 years. And it's great, but why do we wait? It's frustrating to think about these things that could pull us apart, especially when you think about the kind of things that could bring us back together again.
I mean, I was just, you know, I could see the kids and feel the emotion that was going on in the room, and I almost lost it.
And I was like,
Oh, bother.
I'm going to try to land a suction cup right on your sunglasses.
Come on, you're kidding me.
No, not even a little. Okay. Okay, you ready? Oh!
Oh, dude.
Too much.
All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
Oh! Oh! I didn't land.
Shut right to the face. Okay. Oh!
It's usually tragedy or triumph that brings people together. 1990, I went to Berlin, Germany, and I got this. It's not a rock, it's a piece of the Berlin Wall. Now I realize I'm old. Most of you probably learned about the Berlin Wall in history class. Yeah, shut up. For those of you who don't know the history, Germany used to be two countries, East Germany, West Germany, two different governments, wall right down the middle, armed guards posted at it. Not cool. 89-90, the wall came down, the country reunified. If you ever seen pictures or video from when this happened, there were punks and businessmen hugging each other in tears. They didn't care about the clothes you wore, the car you drove, the music you listened to. They came together for something we've already got, our freedom. We came together for it, but or they came together for it. We forget about that sometimes. We take it for granted. And yet we walk by each other every day in the hallways. That's why I think about high school whenever I look at this piece of concrete. Now the other place that I went, not far from my home in Ontario, back in 1992, I went to Toronto to the Sky Dome and watched the Blue Jays win the World Series. That was quite a response, thanks. No, look, again, I realize, way before your time. You guys got to understand something. The Jays in the World Series in '92, this was like Canada winning the gold medal in hockey in 2002. Whole country was behind them. The game was in Atlanta. I was in Toronto. I wasn't lost. I just didn't have a ticket in Atlanta. What they did was they opened up the Sky Dome for free. You brought a canned food good, you got to go watch the game on television. I could have done that at home. But no, I decided to go watch the game with 40,000 other people. World's biggest living room. I'm just glad no one had the remote, or somebody would have been killed during commercials. People have been like, dude, that was Baywatch, turn it back. Shut up. Well, that didn't happen. I went with one friend, my buddy Tim. We knew nobody else there. We showed up, we gave him our can of soup, and we went by the 11th inning, because it went to the 11th inning. We were all tied up, whole World Series was on the line. You had better believe, everybody within 3 or 4 rows of us was suddenly our best friend in the whole wide world. I mean, everybody was right. We're all like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then the last out was thrown over to first base, and we won. And we all went, woo! And we all went down onto the field at once. I almost got trampled to death, but it was awesome. We got down there, and people started losing their minds. I kid you not, there were people down on their hands and knees trying to pull up pieces of turf. Artificial turf. They're down there going, I'm like, dude, it's bolted down. I don't care! The pitcher's mound was gone in about 30 seconds. Because everybody went, oh, it's dirt. And they started stuffing it into their pockets. I was standing there going, hello, it's dirt. They're going, I don't care! Woo! And well, okay. I'll admit it, this is from first base. The pitcher's mound was gone. What was I supposed to do? I remember waking up the next morning, put my coat on to go outside, put my hand in my pocket, and went, what the? Oh yeah. Put it in a jar and kept it forever. How sad is that? Anyway, thing was, guys, as soon as we hit the floor of the Sky Dome, I lost Tim, my only friend. Literally, we saw each other in Sports Center the next day. Sea of humanity poured over the wall. I ran one way, Tim ran the other. We met up 5 hours later back at the car. We didn't care. We were running around high-fiving complete strangers. Random large men would come up to you, bear hug you, and go, woo! Thousands of us out in the outfield, arm in arm, singing "Oh Canada" together. Fireworks were going off, people were in tears. We all came together for this great night. It was for a baseball game. Something as simple as a baseball game. Or as serious as people's freedom, like with the Berlin Wall. And yet, we walk by each other every day in the hallways. Why does that have to happen? I don't know. I don't claim to have all the answers. I have theories, sure. One of my theories is, guys, it's got something to do with the stress that you feel when you get into high school. And you feel that stress because you don't have an outlet for it anymore. And you don't have an outlet because they take something away from you and you get into high school you will miss for the rest of your life. Recess.
Well, we are now in Quebec, province 6. 6, is it right? 6?
It's
Yeah,
number 6, dude.
Number 6, yes. So we were 900 clicks last night and made it in here at about 11:30, and now it's 8:30 in the morning. We're at John Rennie High School, about to do a show. Car's a little dirty. We went over some dusty roads yesterday, but we're good. Excited, 2 shows today, and then we're in province number 7.
And you don't have an outlet because they take something away from you when you get into high school that you will miss for the rest of your life. Recess. Do you guys remember recess? And when I'm talking recess, I'm not even talking the time before school, the time at lunch. 15 in the morning, 15 in the afternoon. That was all you needed to make your life wonderful. Because what did you do during that time? Kindergarten, first grade. Older grades, you'd have the same teams all year long. Bell would ring, you'd go play. Kindergarten, first grade, you'd pick teams. What? It's over? They had to use that time. Go and watch as a sociological experiment sometime. Go observe kindergarten, first grade kids at lunch and ask yourself, what are they doing? Because they can't play football, soccer, hockey, basketball, foursquare, kiss tag, red rover, whatever it was they were doing. Kiss tag? You didn't play kiss tag? Seriously? Good game. Guys versus girls? Awesome. You never tried very hard. You were like, oh no. You got me. Darn. I'll be it now. Good times. And Red Rover, who invented this game? Red Rover is a good excuse to dislocate your shoulder, okay? I don't know who the kid was years ago who went, wait a second, I've got a great idea. I'm gonna hold his hand. You run into us at top speed. It'll be awesome. Okay, I'm ready. Ow! Ow! Oh!
Yeah, do it again. I mean, you got all these kids walking around, arms just don't work anymore. Like, I don't know. Guess I'll be left-handed now. Trying to pop their shoulder back into place up against the wall like Mel Gibson in Lethal Weapon going, it's gross. Seriously though, go and watch the kindergarten kids. You won't see any of that stuff. All you're gonna see is a large group of small children running around screaming like crazy for 15 minutes. It's all they do. They just go, ah, 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 freaking out. 15 minutes non-stop. They're venting is what they're doing. They're like, I can't take this 2 + 2 crap anymore. Ah! And they lose it. They bump into each other. They don't even notice. They go, ah! Ah! Massive head injuries. Bodies lying all over the field. It's like Braveheart out there. Got some kid with blue finger paint smeared across his face going, freedom! And I feel so bad for all the poor teachers out there on yard duty. Because they're out there going, sweetheart, honey, could you roll the unconscious kids over to the side? No, how about we not step on him, okay? And could you maybe put some pressure on his head wound? Yeah, he's losing a whole lot of blood. I mean, it was madness. And the funniest part is when the bell goes. Now, if you go and watch these kids, safety tip, stand a good 100 yards away. You haven't been there in a while, they'll kill you. They're like a little piranha, just tear you to shreds. Stand a good 100 yards away, watch them all freaking out, and then and they go. Ah! And they run for the door. Because they want to go back inside for some reason. Sure, you get 2 or 3 running the other way. And again, the poor teacher's like, sweetheart, honey, don't make me chase you. I just want, could you just, oh, forget it, I don't get paid enough. And they just let him go. They end up getting raised by wolves or something, I don't know. But everybody else, man, you ran for that door because you wanted to go back inside. Now, I don't know what it was like at your elementary schools. I very clearly remember at mine. Kindergarten, 1st grade, after recess, straightest line, always got to go back inside first. And you wanted to be in the straightest line. You would be losing it on your friends. Would you come on? Straighten up, we got to get back in there. There are fractions to be done. I heard we're painting with blue today. Let's go. Look, we were reading just before recess. Jack and Jill went up the hill. I don't know what's going to happen, but I have a bad feeling about this. Let's go. I mean, you're so worried about inside. And do you remember doing this? This was even better. You'd be in your nice little straight line. You'd go inside. You'd hang your coat up in your cubby. Because everybody had a cubby. I wish I still did. Like, yeah, that's my cubby. That would be awesome. But you'd go and hang your coat up in your cubby, and you would go and drink from the water fountain and completely forget to breathe through your nose when you were drinking. Do you remember doing this? You'd be like, man, that was a good recess. You hit me pretty hard in the head. I almost passed out. Just give me 1 second. Yeah! 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 I mean, it's an organ in the middle of your face. Might want to use that, but no, there are children drowning in water fountains all over the world. And nobody cares. They have little beds for all the kids that pass out from lack of oxygen to the brain. They're all like, gah, gah. Oh, you sleep it off, sweetheart. You'll be fine. Nobody in your childhood was so cool you were seeing colors all the time. You're like, whoa, give me some paste with this. And I remember the day I lost that. First day of high school, Mr. Lauk's history class. Sitting there trying to pretend like I know what I'm doing. Clearly, I don't have a clue. I'm writing away. It's getting to be about 10 after 10 in the morning. I'm getting this unexplained twitch in my leg. And I'm like, what's going on?
I'm freaking out. Turned to the guy beside me and went, excuse me, shouldn't we be going out for recess soon? He went, dude, we're in high school now. We don't get recess. What? That wasn't in the brochure. I would have failed last year if I'd have known that. Come on. He said, no, it's because we're adults now. We don't need recess. Oh. Well, I was just kidding. Oh, clearly I'm an adult. I don't need, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. No, I'm good. I'm okay. Yeah, sure. By lunch that day, I was like, you! Get away from me. Don't you know I haven't had my recess yet today? Shut up and leave me alone! By the end of the day, I would lose the English language altogether. I'd be wandering the hallways going, gal, 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 gal. Pace, gal, huddled in the fetal position in the corner, sucking on my thumbs, sweating like a pig. It was terrible. I realized very quickly, I've got to do something about this or I'm going to hurt someone. Because, I mean, come on. Kindergarten, first grade, 2 plus 2. Ooh. Get into grade 11, 12, algebra, calculus, physics. You got a lot more going on. So once I figured this out, I'd be back there in Mr. Lauk's class. And I would be like, yes, excuse me, sir. Could I go to the bathroom, please? Sure, Ian, go ahead. You fool! And I go down to the bathroom, close the stall door, and go, ah! Just speaking from personal experience, guys, check under the other stalls before you do this. Otherwise, people will be going, ew. I'm not having the special in the cafeteria today. That's just nasty. Someone call the nurse. I think he's in pain. But you've got to do something. I mean, you've got so many more things going on now in high school, all these things to juggle, to balance, home life, school life, social life, part-time jobs, issues at home, major assignments, boyfriends, girlfriends, clubs, teams, let alone the problems, the obstacles, the walls you're going to run into. I learned a lot about walls recently when I started running. I've gotten awful weird about this setup. It's weird. I never thought of myself as, it's like baseball player superstitious weird, you know what I mean? Like you hear about these guys that do certain things. Never thought I would do that, ever. But it's gotten that way. I have to do things a certain way. Okay, so look, I've got the phone booth, which has the Superman, the cape, and all that stuff. And I always have a towel, you know, because of the sweat. And, you know, I always have to put the towel down first because, well, I'll get to why I put the towel down first in a minute. And then, you know, I got the Superman shirt and the cape, and I always do the phone booth first. And, I mean, where some of these things came from, maybe it's that, you know, I set it up, I did this one thing one day, and the show went really well, so I kept doing it again, like a ball player on a streak or something. But I always just kind of want to make sure, you know, I got a good angle on this, put together the phone booth. I like my new phone booth too. I used to carry around a hockey bag with a great big vinyl banner and a light stand thing, and it would hold up here and had a quick release, so it would go and drop, and it was so heavy. And it sometimes got lost in luggage, but this is small enough that I can just carry it on because it fits in an overhead. So that's good. And then we got I always do the Superman shirt first. Fold it up a little. And I get all weird if I'm in a school or an auditorium or something where, I mean, like the show this morning, there were kids in there while I'm setting up, and so I like to turn my back so they can't see that it's a Superman cape and stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird, but I'm more careful now about which way I have the S facing on the Superman cape, because I used to sometimes have it, and people are like, dude, your cape is totally backwards. But I'm good about that now. And then in the massive bag here, see, here's the thing. My Superman lunchbox, this was given to me 2005. Students from Fraser Academy in BC. I was at the BC Provincial Leadership Conference. They were doing a scavenger hunt around Whistler.
And they came back, and I had done my talk, and they came back and were like, we got this for you. And so it's a place to keep some of my props. And, you know, little good luck charms and things like that that I don't even use. So that always goes back here. I don't even use these anymore. I used to talk about some of my ticket stubs in the show, and so I would have them out. But I don't even do that anymore. But I got a few. I've got like Metric, and the Cult. That one you can't even read anymore, but it was Jerry Seinfeld at Massey Hall. Toronto Raptors. This is from Sammy and Gabby had bit parts in a school play for a high school in St. Thomas, and that's from that. And so yeah, I just have all those. Those are always there, and the Sky Dome dirt goes on top of it. This I don't know why I'm weird about, but I do not let the Sky Dome dirt go on the table until the tickets are down. If I happen to take this out first, it goes on the towel, and then once the tickets are down, I put it again. Not sure why. And in here, I mean, I've got my Berlin Wall. That's about all I actually use from in there. I've got a couple of Sharpies because sometimes the kids want things signed. I used to do a juggling bit back in the day when I was talking about, you know, time management and balancing your time and stuff. And so I would have them in there, but I don't do the juggling bit anymore. But I just keep them in there. Though there was one ball, I had 3 that had the happy faces on them, and one of them was yellow, and I don't know why, but it just went, just like dissolved, melted. It was very gross.
Like corner brook.
Yeah, I threw it out. Well, it was getting pretty bad before that, but I threw it out at Corner Brook because it was gross. So I've got those in there, and this is actually a ball that I got from Toy World in Ottawa, where I taught myself how to juggle. I taught myself how to juggle when I worked in a toy store in university. Anyway, and this little, it was just a kid at a school came up to me after one of my shows and just said, I want you to have this. And I was like, cool, black cons. She's like, I just want you to have it. She took it off of her keychain. So I keep it in there. And this red nose, I don't use, obviously, but I have 2 friends, Christy and Allie, that do clowning, and they were putting together a clowning motivational presentation that I helped them with and kind of mentored them with, and they gave me this, so I keep it in there. It makes me smile whenever I look down there and I see that it's there. So this goes out, towel goes there, that goes there, and I've got again the lightsaber and the pennant. So the Blue Jays pennant, always there, and this always has to go right there. The Blue Jays pennant, this actually, and I'm ashamed to say, is not my original one. My original one that I carried with me for years, I lost at a school. I left it behind when I was packing everything up. Immediately went onto eBay, asked for a Blue Jays, looked up for a Blue Jays pennant, found the exact same one and got it for 99 cents. So there, the truth is out. And then I gotta have ticket stubs. So I have ticket stubs ready, and I always wear my school ring, even though I've got to get it fixed because I got a big chip in it. But wear my school ring, that's always there. Gotta have the dog tag on. I don't feel right unless it's there. I have a mallet bead bracelet that Lee got for me, my wife got for me, that I always need to have there. And what else? 3 ticket stubs in my left pocket, and a random act of kindness card in my right. I don't always do the random act of kindness bit, but it's got to be there. And now for the tour, I got the shirt, then we do the CD. It has to be that way. I mean, look, I can do the show without it. I did, when I used to have to carry the phone booth around in the bag, and there was a couple of times it got lost in luggage, I did a couple of schools where I didn't have any of my props. So I just, say, well, on my desk I've got this piece of the Berlin Wall, or at home I have a pennant of, and that was kind of the way that I would describe it. But when I have it, it's good. So I just like to have everything in its place. And again, one more little thing, and again, I don't know why I do it. Honestly, I don't. When they bring me my 2 bottles of water, I only actually use one in the speech, but I'll have another one for afterwards. But I have 2, and again, I don't know why I do it, but I open them both, and I have to take at least one sip out of each one, and then I'm good. I'm ready to go. It's just what I do. And that's the pregame ritual. Then I just go and kind of mentally prepare, get myself ready. Halfway point, Lake Superior, on the way to Thunder Bay. Halfway done the journey. A little more behind.
Action, bro.
Halfway.
Dude, if there's a
Halfway. From Lake Superior, heading towards Thunder Bay. Halfway there. Stuff behind us for what? The cars? Halfway. St. John's, Victoria. Halfway. St. John's.
Yeah, let's just
Victoria. We're halfway. St. John's, we're done. We're done. We're not doing this. We're done. We're done. I'm sorry, Mr. Scorsese, but we're done. Halfway. St. John's, Victoria, Lake Superior, on our way to Thunder Bay.
I learned a lot about walls recently when I started running. Anybody in here run? Do football, hockey, soccer, track, baseball, basketball, swimming, anything remotely physical? Breathing on a daily basis? It's all good. 1, 2, okay, like 4 or 5 people, awesome. For those of you who don't know what I mean by the wall, let me explain. You're running, you're doing something athletic, and your body goes, yes, hi, this is the body. What do you think you're doing? Yeah, this whole thing with the legs moving quickly and the heart going dooga 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 doo. Yeah, see, we're gonna need you to stop, or I'm going to kill you. And you get a little cramp in your side. It's a little warning shot that they fire off. Now, I started running because I wanted to get into shape. Shape I've chosen is a pear, so I'm doing very well. Don't clap for that. Hurting my feelings. I'm built like a rock, covered in a few inches of spongy moss, but I'm built like a rock. I noticed several male teachers here are on the same program I am. No, don't look, that's rude. No pointing either, that's terrible. They know who they are. I'm kidding, sort of. By the way, for all the fellas out there, they're like, pear, that's good. And you have fries and pizza and stuff every day for lunch? This is your future, son. Learn to love it. Because it will all catch up with you eventually. Anyway, I started running, guys, because I wanted to get into shape. I realized really quickly that running is actually a whole lot like high school. It really is. There are stages you go through, obstacles you've got to overcome, walls you've got to get past. Think about it. My first day of school, I had brand new clothes on, and I thought everything was going to be fine. Or that's first day of running, rather. First day of running, I had brand new clothes on, but everything was going to be fine. Your first day of school, brand new clothes on, you think everything's going to be fine. We're both wrong. There are going to be walls, obstacles thrown in front of you. We're not even really aware of it at the beginning. You're not. You're kind of oblivious to what's coming. You don't know what's going to happen. This is, again, it's so similar. Now, before I tell you the rest of my story, I have to tell you a little thing about myself. I'm a little bit of a movie freak. So when I do things, I hear movie themes in my head. I also hear voices, but that's a whole other issue. We have medication, we're working it out. Anyway, I'd always have this soundtrack playing in my head when I ran, and this is what was so similar to me to high school. Because again, it's all new, it's exciting when you start. It's almost like the whole world is in slow motion, just for you. It's kind of like this. And you're running along, and it's like the sun is shining, and birds are chirping, and you're going, oh, check me out. And then bam, you hit the wall. Not literally, but I did do that a couple of times, like, ow. Don't run with your eyes closed. But no, whether you're in school or you're me running, you're going along and everything's great, then you hit that wall, the slow-mo music is gone. Now you kind of feel like you're being chased by somebody. It's a whole different thing. It's kind of like this. And it's like you're in Star Wars and you're Luke Skywalker and you got like Darth Vader chasing behind you and you're going, "You're not my father!" Sorry, I couldn't help myself. But you hit that wall and it makes you want to stop. Now, the thing is, when I was running, I had friends with me. Sometimes, guys, when you're going through high school, you might be doing this by yourself. But I had friends with me, and I'd hit that wall, and I'd be like, "Guys, I'm just gonna lay down for a little while. You go ahead. I'll catch up." They're like, no, you don't stop. It'll make it worse. I'm going, how could it possibly make it worse? But they were right, because I'd stop, I'd lay down, I'd take a nap, whatever. I'd pick back up and go, ow, 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 ow. And it made it worse. They gave me a real good piece of advice. They said, "Ian, focus on the road ahead. Don't stop running. Fight through the pain." Same thing can be applied to high school, guys. Maybe more appropriately with a quote that I read a while ago that I absolutely love. It said, "Pain is inevitable. Misery is a choice." Because I'm not here today to tell you that high school is going to be all sunshine and lollipops. Because it's not. Quite frankly, sometimes it's going to suck. It's going to be hard. There are going to be things thrown at you you're not going to know what to do with. I'm not saying don't experience that pain. You can't avoid it. You just don't let it become everything. I realize that there are probably people in this room right now that either have gone through things or are going through things I can't even possibly imagine. I'm not saying don't experience them. Just don't let them define you. Let getting out of it be the thing that defines you. But that's a hard lesson. It's hard when I was running, too. One day I just went, you know what? No. Today, I'm not stopping. Something happened. The more I pushed, the better I felt. The more I kept going, the stronger I became. It was kind of like this. And you're like Rocky Balboa running through the streets of Philadelphia with 4,000 kids running behind you. Getting up on top of those steps going, "You did it! I did it!" And you feel great because you pushed through and you didn't stop. Now the problem with high school and the problem with my running route is I would just get through that wall, I'd be feeling great. Then boom, a hill. And Rocky's going, Yo, Ellen? I'm going home. I mean, I did. I just got through the wall. I was feeling fantastic, and then there's this hill, and I was like, guys, like just back there, and it was okay. And then,
So, seeing as we're here in Thunder Bay, and I used to live here, I wanted to come back to where I used to run, from when I first started to run, when I was going to university here. And wanted to, do the route, because whenever I do the talk, I see it. I mean, when I'm talking about running, I see the running route. And I'm talking about hitting the wall. The wall was a little bit back there somewhere. We're approaching sort of the midpoint of the run, right here. And then I talk about hitting that hill in my show. And so I'm driving it up, and I'm like, yeah, that hill, because that hill used to kill me. It was murder, it was death. That's the hill. That's nothing. But it was the worst. I don't know. It's so small. So weak. I mean, look at that now. It barely qualifies as an incline, to be honest with you. That's the hill. Woo!
I can't. I'm done. They're like, oh, Ian, come on, don't stop. It'll make it worse. And I'm going, how could it possibly? Again, I mean, I can't get, they're like, we're almost there. Just a little bit more. Dig deep. It was hard. And in high school too, I mean, problems aren't going to come along one whenever you'd like them to. It's going to be one thing on top of another sometimes, and it's going to be hard. But pain is inevitable. Misery is a choice. You'll be running up that hill by yourself for a little while, and you won't know what to do. The Rocky music will be gone. But if you keep pushing, you just don't stop, you'll hear something else. You won't quite know what it is at first, but it's kind of like this. And you're flying over the top of that hill and you feel great because you pushed through and you didn't stop. I've got a quote on my screensaver on my computer at home. It says, the race isn't always to the swift. It's to those who keep on running. So when you're going through the race that high school is going to be, guys, it's not about finishing first. It's about finishing and not stopping, no matter what gets thrown at you. Now, sorry, a little warm. Got to take the cape off. Now I have to tell you guys, I love this shirt. I have 12 of them. Because you never know, right? You got to be ready. I'm a huge superhero fan, always have been, Superman in particular. I bring my own phone booth, clearly I have issues. Anyway, but I always used to love playing superheroes when I was a kid too. You remember playing superheroes when you were little? And sure, there'd be times we'd play traditional heroes, Superman, Spider-Man, Batman. Sometimes you'd make up your own hero. I am Stickman. I throw sticks at you. I'm Mudslinger. Craziness. And then there's those times when my kids still do this now. You remember doing this? You'd go out to play superheroes. You wouldn't even really physically do anything. You just stand there giving running commentary of what was supposed to be happening at the time. Always trying to outdo your friend's powers. Whatever they had, you could beat it. So you'd be out there going, okay, so pretend my heat vision pierces through to you. I put up a deflector shield. My armband, you just back and forth. Your parents are inside going, what are they doing? They're just talking, it's weird. Call the therapist. Maybe that was just my house. Anyway, it was always so much fun to pretend that you could fly, that you had x-ray vision, that you could lift a car up over your head because it was something bigger than you, something outside of your own boundaries, your own limitations. That's why every day here at Halifax West, you can play superheroes too. Don't go out on the front lawn and go, my x-ray vision, they'll be like, get that guy a special test. Get him out. Don't do that. But you can play heroes every day in your school by taking steps outside of your boundaries, doing something that's maybe a little bit bigger than you. And that doesn't take much. It could be something as simple as walking up to that person you haven't talked to in a few years and going, hey man, got a bottle of paste, you want to have a snack? reaching across those walls, those boundaries that get put up. That's finding the hero inside. And when you do that, it'll have a ripple effect on everyone around you. People who take steps outside of their boundaries affect the lives of others.
We're heading to Nipawa. We're in Manitoba. It's crazy how much bigger the sky gets. You know what I mean? It's like oppressive. It kind of freaks you out when you're in southern Saskatchewan and all you can see is sky and the flat land, and you like feel very tiny and alone and think, if I get lost out here, no one will ever find me. Ever. Good thing I got a fleece blanket in the back.
People who take steps outside of their boundaries affect the lives of others. Like one of my personal heroes, Christopher Reeve. Chris Reeve played Superman in the original movies in the 70s and the 80s, and we lost him 5 years ago due to complications from a spinal cord injury. Here's a guy who I think taught us more about being a hero after he played Superman than when he did. Because he was paralyzed from the neck down in a horse riding accident. He could have literally given up and said, I'm done. But he didn't. Chose to live, wanted to help other people, started a foundation, changed a lot of lives. I've been fortunate enough to do some work with the Reeve Foundation over the past few years. Such an incredible person. My favorite quote of his is that a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. That's exactly what he did. The Reeve Foundation is who I'm doing this tour for, trying to raise money for them. Several things, they've come out with some cool stuff. They've got these. They're a Superman dog tag necklace. It says Christopher Reeve Foundation on the back. It's go forward. One of his quotes about never giving up. $15 for 2 of them. All the money goes to the Reeve Foundation. We've got tour t-shirts. I'll talk to you about that.